So, second question is, could you please outline your ideal American healthcare system?
So I believe that all Americans should have health care. I do believe that. I think that the affordability of it is where the problem is. I only go into areas where I know, and in a smaller world, I made a difference. So when I was president of GEM, there were times where the healthcare trend is about 12% a year. So it's going to go up every year, 12%. There are times where our rate was increasing by 40%, and the next year 22%. It was unsustainable for us as a company. So I created a program called Benefits by Design, which pretty much incentivizes employees in the health, take care of their own health, and invest in their health and wellness, but mostly preventative health. So preventative health measures, and that's very significant. And I think that's where the current healthcare system is lacking in preventative health services. Specifically, the Affordable Care Act does not go, in my opinion, far enough. The other thing that it doesn't do, and my dad used to often say, when you point your finger at someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at yourself. We're responsible for our own health, and we should incentivize people to be responsible for their own health. If they choose to smoke, and hopefully, if you're all smoking here, I think you know you shouldn't. But if that is something you can prevent, and I think that you should take responsibility for it. Choose to do it, no problem, but you should take responsibility for it. So connecting preventative services, that's where we're not investing enough time and energy in. And I did that in the foundation. When my mom passed away in 2002, I created the foundation in 2004. But I did it for, the Susan G. Komen Foundation is doing a fabulous job of reinvesting for research. What I did is invest in awareness, raising awareness so people know about it, educating women, specifically and men, self-breast exam. But the reason was for early detection, because now early detection saves lives. So that's the same thing in colon cancer, it's the same thing if we choose to overeat, it's the same thing if we choose to smoke. So that's where I believe that the act is concerned.
We were more specifically interested in whether you would endorse a model along the public-private hybrid use in places like France and England and Australia, or a heavily regulated universal mandate system like in Switzerland, Germany, or Japan.
I am a fact person. I think that it's a pretty complicated question, and I would have to do more research to give you a specific answer to the question. I aim for the right models, and I think there are special areas that work in both areas. But I'm specifically, I don't think that we get far enough in preventive health and wellness. So I don't think that, like in Canada, there's not enough money to get into the health, the preventative side of it. So unless I see a model that shows me that they're going to invest, in my opinion, money in the health and wellness side of it, that's where I think it should be focused first.
So you're not ready to specifically endorse or not endorse a single payer option or a mandate system or another system of that nature?
That is correct. Right at this point, I'd like to do more research on it to give you a more definitive answer, but I'll come back to you with a 20-page plan on that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but just on that single issue, you're not, your position on the mandate as to whether everyone should pay in is not?
No, I believe at this point, I believe that people should pay in, but I believe they should pay in based on need. Okay. So I believe that a person with lesser income everybody should have access based on their income status. Their access and the cost probably should be different.
That is a feature of the ACA.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
So just 2 critical follow-ups here. If you were in Congress at the time, would you have voted for the ACA, and would you have voted for a public option?
Yes, I would have, and yes, I would
Okay.
have.
So
I would have advocated heavily for the preventive condition, but go ahead.
Okay.